Hey you and welcome, my name is Mike and in this solo video I am in Salem, Massachusetts, the Halloween capital of the world. Now Salem at Halloween is a nightmare and probably not the kind of for like the spooky season you're expecting. Shitter's full.
Don't come, yeah.
It is a madhouse. I frankly love it, but does everybody? So we are going to ask what the tourists think, what the locals think, and most importantly, what you think as we explore the Witch City at Halloween together. And I really do want to find a witch too. Let's give it a go.
But before we got to Salem, there was a certain hotel in Concord I just had to visit. With, you know, it being Halloween and all. Because allegedly, get this, it's very haunted. According to this book I found at the checkout of a Walgreens. When I checked into Concord's Colonial Inn, I was immediately overwhelmed with the lingering energy of the ghosts of the city's tumultuous past. The spirits of Concord called me. I felt the exact same way. Concord is only about 40 minutes by train from Boston, and it's most famous for being the place where the shot heard around the world was fired from.
Alright, made it to Concord. Let's see how this goes.
Paul Revere, he did his good old midnight ride, and the Old North Bridge is where the very first battle of the American Revolution took place in 1775.
First thing we see is a graveyard. It's a good sign. Love me some graveyards.
The Colonial Inn is older than the Revolution, if you can believe that, by a good 60 years, and it's located in the center of Concord. I was able to get a room for the night, and I managed to snag a helpful note at check-in reminding me of just how haunted the hotel was, just in case I wasn't aware, and of the many tales of what roams its spooky halls. Now, I don't believe in ghosts, or I should say at least that I've never experienced anything paranormal or anything like that, so don't worry folks, I'm not turning into a ghost hunter or anything like that. But when I heard most haunted hotel in Massachusetts, you know I just had to check it out. Though I have to say, the most haunting thing about this hotel was... check it out. I think I just solved the haunting. This is it.
So now I'm here in the Colonial Inn in Concord, Massachusetts. Apparently one of the most haunted hotels in America. Now, I've seen it ranked like from 1 all the way down to the 6th most haunted hotel, but between you and me, let's just say it's number 1 because that just sounds better. Let's be honest. This hotel was actually used as a hospital for wounded Patriot soldiers and then, kind of, you know, frequently, like also a morgue for them too. Some people have been awoken in the middle of the night to a greyish figure standing at the side of the bed. Others have reported lights flickering in the room or turning on and off completely. One guest woke up in the middle of the night and every light was on in the room, including the television. Guests have heard whispers coming from rooms, slamming doors. I'm sure a couple of guests in the rooms beside me might hear some noises tonight. Other than that though, there's been like people reportedly getting tucked into bed by the ghosts, which is like really, really nice. I actually hope that happens to me. You also got your orbs, classic. Gotta love me some orbs, the shittest ghosts you'll ever find. So yeah, this is the room. Creepiest thing about this place is the carpet.
But enough playing around. Night swiftly fell, and it was time to find ghosts. After all, ghost hunters did it.
Apps investigates a haunted inn that witnessed the shot heard round the world.
People have woken up and seen 2 soldiers.
Scooby-Doo did it. And now that chapter will do it.
So, it's like the middle of the night in the Colonial Inn, most haunted in Massachusetts. Most haunted in Massachusetts. 0 ghosts. Yeah. Where are they? Okay, it's late, the hotel's quiet. Let's see what we can see.
Sadly, after roaming the halls at night with my trusty GoPro and night vision camera, there is nothing to be seen. Not even a presence to be felt in the entire heckin' heck of a building.
Be real cool if like a ghost appeared right there. Nothing. Thanks a lot.
I kept waking up in the middle of the night and looking around, hoping to see a shadow in the corner of the room or something. No dice are all Mikey.
No ghosts to report.
I guess they just had no time for me and my cool-ass pumpkin glasses. The food and drinks were great, though. I will give them that.
Is it me? Am I the problem here? I'm feeling very self-conscious about this whole ordeal right now.
So unfortunately, I did not have the Ghost Hunters experience. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I was pretty bummed out. I didn't have the shite scared out of me.
Anything? Do you hear that? Come here. Listen. Sounds like moaning or whining.
Alright.
So now, with that done and dusted, 0 ghosties to report, onwards it was. And I was excited to make my way to the spookiest city in America, the home of witches. Sadly, it turned out that Hertz just happened to be out of broom rentals, so train it was. Salem is about 30 minutes north of Boston. It has a rich and colorful history that, let's be honest, when you hear the word Salem, there's only one thing being conjured in your mind.
So this is the witch house where the witches live. I tried knocking. They didn't like that at all. So I'm gonna shock you right now. This is the Salem witch house, but it's not where any witches actually lived. It's where a judge during the Salem witch trials, he lived here. I asked though, he doesn't know where the witches are either, so.
Each year, the number of people who visit the Witch City is growing. In 2023 alone, it's estimated that approximately 1 million people will visit the town, an increase of 35% over the last 4 years. Did I mention that Salem only has a population of about 45,000 people? So, as you can imagine, for those who are in Salem during the other 10 months of the year, Halloween is a literal, not figurative and cozy, nightmare of epic proportions. And so I wanted to speak with some tourists about what brought them here, and some locals about how they feel about it. Did I mention it gets busy?
My great-grandma Susanna North Martin was hung as a witch in 1692.
Wow, what do you think of the town?
It's so quaint.
Yeah? You like it?
Love it. Ambience of everything. Love
Yeah,
it.
you're having a good time here so far?
So far.
So in 1692, dozens and dozens of people, and also not people, were accused of being witches. But for 25 people in particular, things did not go well for them. I'll tell you that.
Salem is a beautiful town, and yet honestly you're better off going in the off-season, as you can probably see for yourself. Unless you're one of those weirdos who actually likes being around lots of people. For most of the year, Salem is actually a pretty quiet, sleepy little town. Except from September to October 31st, it is a madhouse. Try right now to book a hotel for late October. Almost all hotels are probably booked out or are charging extortionate prices.
It's your first time here in Salem?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
okay, and what do you guys think about it?
So far, we like it.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did think it would be this
Yeah?
insane.
Yeah, we kind of expected it since it's right before Halloween. I've definitely always wanted to visit Salem in general.
Do you feel sorry for the locals who have to live in this all year round and then it gets insane?
Yeah.
Sorry a little bit, yes. I think they're probably well adapted to it.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I've
Pretty
seen a
used to
lot
it.
of reviews that people are saying that you can come all year round and that there's, not touristy, but Halloween stuff all year round that you can check out.
Yeah.
It's not just October.
Yeah.
So I know some people try to do that, and it's definitely a lot more busy during this time. I do think they're probably used to it.
Salem is a fun town, a P-A-U-R-T-Y town, especially if you love overpriced witch hats, so you can dress up without, the repercussions of doing so in 1692. It becomes a fun fair of epic proportions. More hocus pocus, though, than the hysteria and tragedy of the innocent people killed over 300 years ago. Is it a time to reflect on mass hysteria, believing false accusations, how stress on community can lead to bitter infighting?
Don't mind if I do.
Hell no! Is that Frankenstein? Let me get a picture. I found a witch too!
Michael, she wants a picture with you in a second.
Multiple, actually.
Where are we going?
To the Salem Night Fair. That's where we're going right now. Hopefully it'll be like really spooky, creepy.
Yeah.
I've been following it on Instagram for a while. It looks awesome, so
Cool.
let's go and find out.
People come here for the fun, to find magic, whether real or imagined. Yes, everyone here is just dressed in a crazy and wacky costume, but isn't it more fun to pretend that they aren't? From the unholy baptisms to the Baphomet shilling in the Nightmare Village, it feels at times like walking into a hellish dreamscape, but a comfortable one. The word Werefestria means to wander longingly through the forest in search of mystery, and that is a vibe Salem gives. A cozy nightmare of moonlight and enchantment, and overpriced t-shirts.
Do you come to Salem every Halloween?
A lot of my street performer buddies do. I've dabbled in it. I've actually just dressed up in a costume and been here or whatever. But no, this is my second time street performing here.
Okay, and what do you...
kind of dabbling in it.
Okay, well, yeah, and obviously it's insane here around this time. Are you like excited to come here?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good on the weekends. I think that tourists in any town is always going to be a good thing for your restaurants because you're probably local here. You don't want to turn away people, in a sense, to visit your city. It's always going to be good for your economic, thing. Foot traffic is always going to be good. Obviously, there can be a lot of rowdy people, and that might not be what you really want. So just kind of having certain rules for that. It's good. It's a fun feel. It's got that kind of 1600 vibe to it or whatever, So
Come on, that's a hard trick.
Salem, though, it is a sleepy town 10 months of the year, and maybe some folk would rather the witch city be known for something other than, well, witches. It's a friendly town, very accepting of all walks of life, from the LGBTQ+ community to Satanists. It's a town where Nathaniel Hawthorne, author of The Scarlet Letter, grew up. It is a rich seafaring history of trade with distant parts of the world, an incredible art scene. And then, from late August to November 1st, the town is flooded with out-of-towners leaving trash everywhere and disrupting the quiet way of life. And of course, I'd be very remiss if I didn't mention the porta potties, which put the grimiest music festival to shame.
It leaves a nice, scent in the air. I think it's, eau de shite, I think.
But they do have that delicious pumpkin beer with the cinnamon jelly ring thing.
Right now I'm drinking a pumpkin ale, Shipyard Pumpkinhead, and it has a rim around it that's, I don't know what you call it, it's like cinnamon sugar thing. So it tastes really, really good, but you drink 4 or 5 of these and you'll be having a good time. You won't be having a good time the next day. That's some advice for free. It's Big Bill. Cool. That's what I like to call him.
Okay.
It's good. He's been with me through a lot of hard times. Times have been a lot tougher on him than have been on me, as you can tell. But taking 10. We're having a good time. Drinking pumpkin beer. What's that, Bill? He definitely doesn't drink. So he said I can drink though for him. So that means I get 2 beers.
But at the same time, the tourism during the autumn season can sustain businesses throughout the rest of the year.
Stay open, the ghost tours and some of the specialty shops, they can make 10, 11 months rent in just this 1 month.
Yeah, I know.
So that's how they're able to stay open for the rest of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just mind-blowing, but...
Yeah. This is Rob. He's the general manager of the Village Tavern, right in the dead center of Tourism Salem on Essex Street, and it's also the biggest bar in town, so it's gonna be busy. Every time we even sniffed it in October, there was a giant queue outside. So if anyone knows Salem at Halloween, It's Rob.
You think it's gotten busier since you started?
It's gotten considerably busier, but one of the big things we see is it gets earlier every year.
Really?
So this year was about the first week in September, we started seeing Halloween numbers on the weekends.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
even
it's
in early September. Wow.
Yeah, so that's when it starts filling in because people just can't get reservations, they can't get hotel rooms for the closer it gets to October, so they just want to come. Most of the attractions run year round too. The ghost tours, all the museums are still up. So a lot of people are coming a lot earlier than normal. The city tries to adapt to it more and more every year and get better with it. We're dealing with thousands of people coming through the door a day. That, 2 months ago was maybe a couple hundred on some normal days. And it insignificantly just blows up. I mean, we're all putting in 20-hour days and some of us. So.
Okay, crazy tourists. Do you have do you get a lot of them? Like weird as fuck people coming in?
Yeah. I mean, anyway, a lot of them, some of them are very dedicated Halloween spirit people.
Okay.
Yeah. They're very hardcore about it, but so are some of the locals too. So there's a lot of people that have moved here over the years that I've met. They come strictly to live in Salem for the 1 month of October.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They've dedicated and wrapped their whole life around it. I think a lot of people have a higher expectation for what it is, though, sometimes, than realizing, like we were saying, it's just those 2 streets.
Yeah.
And everything's centered downtown and all that, so it's not as bad.
Right, that's really interesting. It's like, do you ever Paris syndrome? It's like when people go to Paris, they have this expectation. Yeah.
I think definitely. I think they think there's a lot more historic stuff than it is. You can get a lot of it done in just a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
It does not take as long as everyone thinks. I've never even been to the Witch Museum before.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I've lived here my whole life.
That's what I know.
Without Halloween, Salem would not have the finances to support a lot of the great work that's done here, and a lot of amazing businesses wouldn't be in business. A catch-22 for a lot of people. It's undeniable that without the influx of wannabe witches, the town wouldn't be what it is or what tourists want it to be. And so online you read about folks who ain't too keen on Halloween, but from the people I met, they appreciated it as a time to make hay while the sun shines. But the main thing I kept coming back to in my head was probably something I come to Salem for too. A hope to glimpse something not from this world. What do the people who are brought up in it think? It must be part of their blood, right?
It's all a hoax. All the ghost tours, they think they hear someone. It's just someone hammered in an alley screaming to get a kick out of it. I know I've been victim to doing that before to people.
It was just you.
There's a ghost tour. It's really just me after a few green tea shots.
I love it.
That's the thing. You come to Salem thinking it's spooky. For us, we grew up here.
Yeah.
We're just like,
nothing.
It's a raccoon or something. Or it's like Joe Schmo leaving the bar.
Hey, man.
For all of us, it's just home.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy like that. It's just a place we all call home.
Maybe not.
I think my main takeaway from visiting these places like Salem, the Witch City, Unconquered, a city full of ghosts and graveyards, is that even though witches, vampires, and ghosts aren't real, question mark, my searches didn't go too well, a little part of us all wishes that they were real. Halloween is a holiday that's more popular now than it was 20 years ago. It's growing and it's growing. Each year more and more people are visiting the Witch City, looking for horror, nostalgia. I think they're all looking to find something that they can't explain. Looking to find that there's still one little piece of magic still left in the world. Is that too cheesy? I'm excited, I'm open to all possibilities. You never know what's gonna happen. So wish me luck. I'll check back in the morning. Or whenever fits when I'm editing this video together. Fade to black. Done. How's that?
And over the next few weeks on that chapter, these are some of the stories I will be telling as I continue my travels.
Once I gave them the money and they gave me the drugs, I would take my hat off.
That's the signal.
Signal that the deal's done, you can go in and lock them up.
Right. The very first reported UFO is right here. Would be here all day. So I hope you have no plans. Great to tell a haunted story while the place looks creepy as shit.
It's like
Can you see orbs?
no, look on my thing. Oh, that's really cool.
From more spooky places to the dark side of towns, to, of course, some good old true crime.
Where
it all happened. So
What happened?
murder.
What murder?
else is in that chapter?